How did World War II end? Although the surrender of Germany was signed on May 7, 1945, World War II did not end until September of that same year. World War II was the first truly global conflict in history. On April 30, 1945, with the Soviet battalions about to enter a Berlin defended by the Hitler Youth, paranoid, locked in his bunker, and with the death of Benito Mussolini very recent, Adolf Hitler committed suicide along with his lover Eva Braun. He was one of the great protagonists of the war and the leader of Nazi Germany who had put half the world in check. But, with the dictator already dead, why didn't the war end until September of that same year? The great successes of the Axis forces were abruptly interrupted in 1942, when the Soviets stopped the Nazis at Stalingrad and forced them back. A year earlier, the Americans officially joined the war after the attack on Pearl Harbor. By 1945, Italy had been defeated, Germany was suffering pincer action as it was caught on two open fronts, and Japan was holding out as best it could in the Pacific. With the death of Hitler, it was the propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels who assumed power but would soon be outmatched and follow the example of his Führer. On May 7, Karl Donitz, last leader of Nazi Germany, officially surrendered to the Americans. With Germany and Italy subdued, only Japan remained. Numerous Asian countries, such as Mao Zedong's China, were putting up stiff resistance against the Japanese as the Americans fought island by island in both sea and air. Like the Nazis, the United States had been working on a weapon of mass destruction for years, the atomic bomb, and when the Manhattan Project managed to make it a reality, its plans to use it as a deterrent did not change, they only changed the objective. President Harry S. Truman, seeing that the defeat of Germany had not affected the conviction of the Japanese, decided to cut to the chase. On August 6, 1945, the bomber Enola Gray dropped the first atomic bomb in history, the Little Boy, on Hiroshima. In the minutes following the detonation, 70,000 people were killed and almost 70,000 others seriously injured. Truman intended, in addition to making the USSR aware of what one of these weapons could do in the face of an upcoming Cold War, to impress Hirohito to surrender and end the war, but the latter did not happen. On August 9, the Fat Man bomb fell on Nagasaki, killing 80,000 people. The Japanese emperor announced, after this second blow and fearing the worst, the unconditional surrender of Japan. The capitulation was signed on September 2, 1945 on a U.S. battleship. 6 years and 1 day after Great Britain and France declared war on Germany, World War II ended up being humanity's most brutal and destructive conflict, leaving behind the shadows of the Nazi Holocaust and a new type of weapon, whose capacity for destruction surpassed anything seen before. The world entered fully into the atomic age.